NNPCL kicks off operations at War Refinery, reaffirms energy security drive. CNG crisis grows as Abuja motorists grapple with shortages, high conversion costs. From challenges to hope, Delta State residents share visions for 2025. On the foreign scene, Ethiopia tragedy leaves 71 dead as overloaded truck plunges into river. Hello, good evening. Compliments of the season. Welcome to Trust TV's News Hour. My name is Abdullahi Ahmed. We begin in Delta State as the War Refining and Petrochemicals Company, with a capacity of 125,000 barrels per day, has resumed production. This milestone was revealed by the Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Mele Kyari, during a facility tour on Monday. The team also included Farouk Ahmed, the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, underscoring the importance of this development to Nigeria's energy sector.
This has brought this result on the table in collaboration with our contractors and everyone in the company, including our entire staff. I would like to thank them and appreciate them that we have made history. That it is possible to start a plan that you deliberately shut down. It is possible, and we approve this. Also, secondly, this plan has 3 stages. We have started the plan 1, which is to call it Area 1, the first plan. It is able to produce AGO, kerosene, naphtha, and also a blend of fuel oil. And these are high-grade quality products that are required in the country, and we may also have a need to export them. So it's going to give us cash. This company will make money, and the promise of Mr. President that this country must be a net exporter of petroleum products is already happening.
Staying with that development, as the War Refinery resumed operations with trucks loading diesel and kerosene, a visit to the refinery reveals trucks lining up to lift diesel and kerosene products only. The War Refinery bustling with the renewed activity after years of dormancy. As the trucks circled the refinery, their drivers eager to lift the diesel and kerosene as operations officially resumed. Now, with the refinery now working at 60% capacity, its Area 1 crude distillation unit, gas plant and vacuum distillation units collectively contribute an additional 75,000 barrels of petroleum products to the market daily. The Imam chairman, Henry Okenini, confirmed the lifting of products, expressing optimism about the positive impact on supply and distribution.
This morning, at about 5 o'clock, we had a call from the depot manager. He said, GMD, everybody, they are in Warina for the commissioning of the War Refinery. So GMD and some of the NNPC, PPMC, NNPC officials, including GMD, including NDPRO Farouk. And with what we see, Warri has already come into stream. There is production, serious production in Warri right now. You can see the fire. Now, the flame of the fire, it shows there is production. And today we loaded about 20 trucks, 10 trucks of DBK, which is kerosene, and 10 trucks of AGO, which is diesel. Any moment from now, we will start trucking PMS by special grace of God. But tomorrow we will see truck AGO and DBK.
Joining us at this hour is Yusho Aliyu, an economist, to help provide some insight on this development and what it means for Nigeria's energy security. Mr. Yusho Aliyu, good evening to you, and thank you so much for taking the time. Compliments of the season. First and foremost, your reaction on this development. It appears we're getting out of the woods slowly but surely. What do you make of this new development?
That is what it takes in a perfect market where there is perfect competition. Competition is a very good engine that drives market forces and also drives the distributions mechanism and also regulate prices. So the coming of War Refinery at this time is a good development that we have to work with experience, and we also have to analyze with experience and also with a word of caution to the stakeholders in terms of efficiency and consistency of production, as well as discharging the responsibility to the best for the economy.
Do you think the Dangote refinery coming on stream this year had anything to do with the impetus as well as the drive we're seeing from the NNPCL to become a lot more active when it comes to refining petroleum products?
Excellently, and that is what I mean by a competition. This is an investor who has invested over $19 billion to come up with one of the biggest wonders of refining capacity in Africa. Not only wonders, but also an eye-opener to NNPC. If you check the oppositions and all the strategies used to discourage Nigerians in believing with Dangote, Dangote has proved to be very, very determined in the market, and also NNPC now has understood that being an institution that is guided by law, there is no room for inefficiency any longer. If there is no efficiency, then some forces is taking out the advantage of that inefficiencies to bring capacity to the Nigerian economy. And NNPC, by now putting Warri in order, we're expecting them to remain consistent and to also put more energy and resources to make sure that the Port Harcourt refinery and Kaduna refineries have come to function. Not only these existing ones, we are challenging the NNPC and the stakeholders to make sure that the oil discoveries in the northern Nigeria, as attested, is being given the maximum consideration for an operational refinery in the north, in Kolmani area of Bauchi State and Gombe.
Right. Let's talk about the domestic market, and considering the scale of the demand, right, and the size of the market itself, do you think these developments are significant enough, plus the Dangote refinery and all the other modular refineries that we have up and running? Do you think this means an end to importation of petroleum products?
Of course, we don't need to import. If we have a capacity of a refinery that is producing above 650 barrels capacity, and we have the Warri refinery about 150,000 capacity and 250,000 capacity of Port Harcourt refinery. This is a good development. We are hoping that the excess supplies that normally coming from international market will cease, and then we have the capacity to attend to domestic need of the market and also prepare to export the same product to nearby countries, because before today NNPC and even government policies is discouraging supply to our cities 30 kilometers before any border community is dissociated from being having a good regular supply. But we are hoping to contain the local demand as well as contain the regional demand, so that more resources, more employment will be created and more business opportunities will be open for Nigerians, so that the aspiration of the economy to continue to lead the African economy in terms of energy and also in terms of refining capacity will materialize in due course. And also the dream that we are all having to having a $1 trillion economy by 2030 is realistic if you check the improvement that we have as far as our the foreign reserve to over 40 billion. Now, if we are not importing, there is possibility that foreign direct investment in terms of refinery activities and oil production activities, not only in the upstream but also in the downstream.
Right. And finally, just before we go, 2 to 3 months ago, we had 4 moribund refineries, 2 in Port Harcourt, 1 in Warri, and the other in Kaduna, still pretty much inactive and inoperable. What does the current turnaround mean in terms of confidence building? Because for the most part, Nigerians have lost faith in the NNPC, now NNPCL. What can you say about the capacity of the NNPC to not only reactivate these refineries, but run them efficiently and optimally going forward in terms of energy security, because that's what Nigeria needs right now?
Yes, Nigeria needs energy security. Nigeria needs food security. I am emphasizing on food security first, because after prices are stabilized in refining capacity, we are hoping Nigeria to consider the paradox. This paradox is global food security index, which emphasize on availability of food, affordability of food, the quality and safety of food. This same applies to this industry. But one good thing that I think the PIA has done, and we have to commend President Muhammadu Buhari for bringing the PIA bill into operations. We have seen now all the wastages recorded. Remember, NNPC for the last 10 years has wasted over 20 billion in maintaining moribund refineries. Now that the refineries are taking their shape and they are ready to contribute to the GDP growth of our economy, we are hoping that the NNPC has learned a lot from the previous style of making intervention in the refineries to the present situation, and we are hoping this situation to be sustained, not only be sustained, but to put a lot of efficiency to make sure that 24/7 these refineries are making production, and also the NNPC using digitalized system to monitor the production, to monitor the distribution, and also to monitor and regulate market prices, which will help Nigerians to have their confidence back and also to have their purchasing power back, so that they can contribute to the GDP growth of this economy.
Right. We're going to have to leave it here for now. I suppose the next couple of weeks and months will present Nigerians with an opportunity to pontificate on some of these developments, especially given all the excitement that has happened in this particular sector. Malam Yusho Ali, as always, a pleasure having you join us on the news and for your expert
Thank you, and Happy New Year in advance to all Nigerians.
Right. All right. Staying with developments in the energy sector, in Nigeria's capital, Abuja, residents are grappling with limited access to compressed natural gas for their vehicles, resulting in long queues at the few operational CNG stations in the capital city. Despite the federal government's allocation of 130 billion naira for CNG and electric vehicles in the 2024 budget, Abuja residents are voicing some concerns over the insufficient number of CNG filling stations in the capital city. Commercial drivers shared their frustrations with Trust TV, citing difficulties in accessing CNG and the high cost of vehicle conversion as major setbacks. Ibrahim Ismail has a situation report from a CNG filling station in Wuse.
Nigeria's energy transition has been very challenging. Drivers have to spend a lot of resources ranging between 1.5 million naira and above to have their vehicles converted to CNG. But then they are not free. They had to spend a lot of time. Sometimes it costs them a day waiting to get their cars refilled at the CNG refilling centers that are limited even here at the nation's capital, Abuja. Here is what some of them had to say.
It cost me 1.2 to convert it. But the challenge we are having is getting the CNG itself filled. Like today, this morning, I've been here from 9 o'clock till this hour. So almost half of the day is gone. I've not done anything. So if the government haven't introduced this, yes, it is effective and very cheap. It helps us to at least make a little out of the business we are doing. But the challenge is that it's not everywhere.
Before evening, I will make like 45 to 48,000. Before I will pay the boat their percentage. Then after paying this percentage, my take home at the end of the day is less than 10,000 naira at the end of the day. But when I converted to CNG, if I buy the gas of 3,000 naira, at least I make nothing less than 25,000 as my take home. Before we can get, sometime it takes 4 hours to 5 hours. Sometimes you get it within 3 hours. So I don't mean it's like fuel that you enter filling station and you get it once.
You have converted.
Okay, the greatest challenge we are facing now is availability of gas. Most times you spend up to 3 hours on queue trying to get the gas. So if the government can make the gas available in most of the stations, it will save us of this stress.
While there is long queue at the other side of the road, right here behind us, you can see a filling station where vehicles can enter and get out freely without any hiccup. And then the price varies. For petrol, you have to pay at least 900 naira, depending on the rates at which a particular filling station is selling. But for the CNG, which is very cheaper, it goes for 230 naira per SCM, standard cubic meters.
If government allow importation of fuel, I think that would be very, very good. Know why? It will bring competition. As an economist, we want competition whereby Dangote will be doing its own, NNPC will be doing its own, then there will also be importation. That will bring a good balance and it will be a citizen benefit. Another thing is the issue of CNG. Most of us have taken time to convert our cars, but we spend 2 hours, 3 hours, man-hour to actually get it. We expect government to make sure that they have much more filling station for CNG in every part of it, especially Lagos, Abuja, where we have much more population that have converted their cars.
Now, Nigeria has 11.8 million vehicles as of 2018. As it stands, the country has not made a lot of progress when it comes to the issue of conversion of vehicles from use of petrol to CNG. This is the biggest challenge of the Nigerian government since the removal of fuel subsidy last year. Ibrahim Ismail, Trust TV News, Abuja.
In other news, as 2024 winds down, Delta State residents are reflecting on the year's challenges while expressing hope for a brighter 2025. Trust TV's Jonathan Awanya reports from Delta, capturing the optimism and expectations for an improved economic landscape, better governance, and effective resource management. His report.
As the year draws to a close, a sense of anticipation fills the air, a collective hope that 2025 will bring new opportunities and progress. Residents are calling for urgent attention to Nigeria's economic challenges, expressing dissatisfaction with the current situation and longing for change.
2024 has been a very wonderful year. Wonderful in the sense that it depends on the angle you are looking at it from. A lot of people have achieved a lot. But for Nigerians and Nigeria as a country, I don't really think 1994 is a year they want to remember for, especially given the economic situation of the country, whereby a family of 5 can no longer feed with 10,000 naira per day. For 2025, I think where the government needs to concentrate on is building of creating of employment, building of industries, and diversifying the economy. Let us not rely too much on the oil petroleum industry. 2024 has not really been an easy year. It is a very stressful year. The economy is so bad. Increment of fuel, food items, accommodation also. So the year has really been a tough one. So we are all praying and hoping that this 2025 should be a better one, should be very good.
2024 has been a very serious year, especially for the public. It's been so difficult, especially for the less privileged. The farmers lost a lot of things in their farms, especially my quarter here. And the harvest is poor. Hunger is too much in 2024. I don't know what the government has to do about that in the preceding years.
From better governance to economic growth, the shared expectation is for a year of transformation and solutions that improve the lives of all Nigerians. Jonathan Awanyai, Trust TV News, Asaba.
To Plateau State, where hoodlums identified as members of the Sarasuka gang have claimed another life, this time stabbing a young tailor, Aminu Abdullahi, to death in Jos North local government area of Plateau State. Residents say the attack followed a confrontation between the deceased and members of the gang. Trust TV's Adamas has more.
Aminu Abdullahi was just 23 years old when his life was cut short by suspected members of the notorious Sarasuka gang. Relatives say the deceased was ambushed and stabbed multiple times in the neck while on his way to his tailoring shop. Aminu was rushed to a hospital in Dutse Uku, where he was pronounced dead. Initially, a gang member snatched a phone from a young boy in the area, and Aminu recognized the thief. He managed to recover the phone and return it to the owner, angering the gang. Hours before the attack, they had threatened to kill him. Aminu reported the threat to the vigilante office, but was ambushed and stabbed while returning to his shop. He managed to hold one of his attackers before the vigilante arrived, but unfortunately, he passed away before receiving medical help. The tragedy has left Aminu's family in deep sorrow. His father, Abdullahi Maigoro, expressed his grief while calling for justice. The death of Aminu has touched me deeply, but there is nothing I can do. What pains me most is the injustice faced by poor people like us. It is even more disheartening when perpetrators commit such crimes and go unpunished. We just want justice to prevail. Aminu's mother, Hannatu Suleiman, echoed her husband's sentiments, adding a message of forgiveness and prayers for her son. It is disheartening to lose him, but I pray his soul rests in peace. If those responsible repent, that will be good for them. May God give us strength to bear this loss. 3 suspects have been arrested in connection with the killing, and Aminu's family is urging security agencies to thoroughly investigate the case and bring all perpetrators to justice. The killing of Aminu Abdullahi is yet another reminder of the insecurity and gang-related violence plaguing communities like Enshanu, with calls growing louder for authorities to take decisive action to end the menace. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
Such a tragedy. Now to Kano State, where a bustling tomato market in Kwanar Gafang area has turned into a hotspot for illegal activities, drawing sharp criticism from residents and authorities. During the off-season, the facility has been overrun by hoodlums and unauthorized occupants, prompting concerns over its misuse. In response, the Garung Malam Local Government Authority ordered an indefinite closure of the market last week. Sani Lanladi is the chairman of the National Tomato Growers, Processors and Marketers Association in Kano, and he shared his perspective on the developing situation.
If you go to Badimi, it's a tomato market. If you go there, you won't see anybody there. If you go to Konkumi, it's a tomato market there, you won't see anybody here. If you go to Dusanwai, if there is no tomato, you won't see anybody here. If you go to Kurmun Kogi, it's a tomato market. If there is no tomato, you won't see anybody here. So why Konagafa? So that's why all those people, they make that place as their hideout. So that is why this local government chairman asked everybody in collaboration with State Police Command that everybody should vacate that place till January, when the tomato harvesting is about to start. Then they will come and inaugurate the new year harvesting period, so that everybody will come and do their business. At the end of the market around May, everybody should vacate it and leave it like that. That's what happened. It's not that state government or local government wanted to close the tomato market permanently. No, it's not like that.
Amidst the continuous debate on the weighty allegations against the Nigerian government by the military leadership of Niger Republic, a renowned Islamic cleric, Sheikh Muhammad Nur Khalid, says the allegations should not be swept under the carpet while calling for a thorough investigation into the matter. Speaking in an interview in Abuja, the Imam says the denial of the allegations by the Nigerian government is not enough to douse public tension. The cleric, who made the reference to the strong relationship between Nigeria and the Niger Republic, calls for calm among the citizens of both nations.
What the Nigerian government is supposed to do, according to my own perspective, is to create a very strong committee of investigation to investigate and to make the result of that investigation available, accessible to all Nigerians and beyond, because many Nigerians have agreed with what he said. Not only common men, some important dignitaries, including previous ministers in this country, have agreed with what he said. Therefore, it is not a small matter. It's a very important issue, which could lead to war between Nigeria and Niger. Therefore, I'm not saying that if Niger is not in good terms with France, Nigeria must do so. But I am saying that the allegation is very strong, especially pertaining the issue of supporting and financing terrorism in Nigeria and within the northern part of Nigeria. This is a very strong allegation that the North will not take it light, that the citizens will not take it light, and by extension, the government will not take it light. And it's not a matter of just denial without investigation.
In other news, the presidency has asked the state governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed, withdraw his threat to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu over the contentious tax reform bills. A Monday statement by the President's Special Advisor on Media and Public Communications, Sunday Dare, shared on his X handle, described Mohammed's threat as inflammatory. This was after the governor, in a statement, says President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was, quote, calling for anarchy if he went ahead with the tax reforms. Governor Mohammed made the statement while addressing the Christian community on Boxing Day in Bauchi. The governor also emphasized that such reforms could lead to economic setbacks, while adding that the reforms favored just one state of the federation. The former governor of Kano State, Kwankwaso, has refuted claims circulating recently that he reached an agreement with opposition presidential candidates Atiku Abubakar of the PDP and Peter Obi of the Labour Party to share power by alternating terms. In an interview with BBC, Kwankwaso says that he's unaware of such claims, but had heard reports that Atiku's camp had been meeting with religious leaders, including clerics, to propagate this narrative. Kwankwaso explains that since leaving the PDP for the NNPP, he has found political peace and has distanced himself from what he described as, quote, humiliation he and his supporters faced in the PDP.
I have credible information that the PDP as a party is assembling a group of northern clerics. Recently, they had about 45 in attendance, and they told them that we have agreed that Atiku Abubakar will serve as president for 4 years. I will do for 4 years, and Peter Obi will do 8 years. This is not true. I was not involved, and I am not happy about this rumor. especially looking at how respected elders are behind these lies, saying things that never happened.
You're watching the news on Trust TV. Coming up ahead, Mumia community restate commitment to upholding cultural identity. More on this and many more stories coming up ahead after the break. Welcome back to the news. Thank you most kindly for staying with us. Let's take another look at our top stories. NNPCL kicks off operations at War Refinery while reaffirming energy security drive. CNG crisis grows as Abuja motorists grapple with shortages and high-cost conversions. The federal government has reiterated its commitment to delivering steady and affordable power supply to Nigerians across all regions. The Minister of Power, Adelabu Adebayo, has made this assertion during the commissioning of a mobile substation in Oyo and Osun states. These projects are expected to significantly improve electricity distribution to underserved areas in the country. Here's the report.
The commissioning marks a milestone in the Presidential Power Initiative, PPI, which aims to modernize Nigeria's power infrastructure. The federal government, in collaboration with Siemens Energy, executed the project to enhance the nation's transmission capacity and provide sustainable power solutions.
This substation, strategically located at the University of Ibadan, will not only enhance power supply to the university, but also the surrounding communities. This will be by providing stable and efficient power supply. IBDC is committed to the PPI project. We want to do more. We want to do beyond what we are doing now. We know it's never enough. The power demand is, as it keeps growing, we keep playing catch up. So as more it comes, as more we appreciate it. This project is going to benefit particularly the UI community or the faculties, which we know are currently being underserved. There's a premium feeder also, the Mumia premium feeder that will be coming out to pick commercial customers so that we can have, industrialization enhanced in these areas.
The minister emphasized that the initiative aligns with the government's vision to address power sector challenges and boost transmission capacity by over 1,300 megawatts nationwide.
What matters most for government to do is to create a very conducive atmosphere for investors to come. There are enablers that government can trigger, and the investor will not have a choice than to come. We don't have to beg them. They will see it for themselves that this environment is now suitable for flow of investment into the country. Number one is security. You can see the efforts of government in security to ensure that when you bring your money into this country, you are sure that you get return on investment, and you can also get return of your investment when the time comes. Security. Number two is about infrastructure, and this is one of the things that we are doing today.
Authorities have described these newly commissioned substations as strategic assets under the PPI, designed to expand and modernize Nigeria's power infrastructure, ensuring reliable and sustainable electricity for all Nigerians.
To Jigawa State, where a tragic incident unfolded on Sunday in Dutse, the capital, when a Toyota Corolla crashed into a residential building, sparking a massive fire that razed 4 homes to ashes. Eyewitnesses reported that the vehicle, allegedly driven recklessly by 2 men, was suspected to have been operated under the influence of alcohol. Now, the crash occurred at the Elpis Street mobile quarters, igniting a blaze that engulfed the house and spread to 3 other neighboring properties in the area. A woman and her children narrowly escaped the inferno, which could have claimed lives in the incidents. Emergency responders, including the police and firefighters, acted swiftly to extinguish the fire and prevent further destruction. The suspects and the vehicle are now in police custody as investigations continue. In Adamas State, a socio-cultural group has condemned statements made by a cleric, Sheikh Salihu Imam, accusing him of spreading divisive and inflammatory rhetoric. The The remarks, which targeted Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintri and traditional leaders, have sparked concerns over peace and unity across the state. In a viral video featuring the Sheikh, who drew outrage from the Penedapwati Development Association worldwide, a prominent socio-cultural group in the state. While reacting in a press conference held at its secretariat in Yola, the group condemned the cleric's remarks, describing them as divisive, hateful, and an attack on the traditions and governance of the state. The controversial comments reportedly criticized the newly enacted districts that have been created by the state government, which Sheikh Salihu claimed undermined the authority of the Lamido Adamas.
We, as law-abiding citizens of this state, respect the rule of law, harmonious and peaceful coexistence, which the Constitution and the law of this country prescribe and guarantees. We will not allow ourselves to be made to deviate from that path. Finally, we call on all religious leaders and lovers of peace to condemn the cleric's action and promote peace, tolerance, and understanding. Gentlemen of the press, we must work together to build a society where everyone is treated with respect and dignity, regardless of their background or belief.
Now, the Mumia ethnic group from Taraba State has dismissed criticism of their traditional attire, proudly reaffirming their commitment to their ancestral beliefs and heritage. They expressed this sentiment in an interaction with Trust TV News during the recently concluded 2024 Oto Cultural Festival. Here's Trust TV's Imam with more on the story.
Highlighting the importance of embracing culture and tradition to uphold moral values in Nigerian communities, members of the Mumia ethnic group, primarily from Zing local government area of Taraba and part of Gombe State, showcased their vibrant cultural heritage at the Oto Festival, led by Edward Babamazam and other representatives. They share insights into their historical ties with the Oto chiefdom and the enduring significance of their traditions. We have come to realize the importance of fostering traditional culture with the people of Oto chiefdom. Whenever we come from Taraba, we engage in cultural exchange by showcasing our heritage while they share theirs. This mutual appreciation has solidified a spirit of brotherhood that remains unbroken over time. Our parents used to come to Oto for local trade, and over time, they saw the importance of sustaining that relationship. They strengthened ties through traditional marriages between the two ethnic groups. People have abandoned their culture, and that's why problems often arise. My message is one of gratitude. We thank God for the reunion with those we once fought against. Historically, the Mumia people sought refuge on mountain tops during the colonial era to escape enslavement. While some still reside in these mountainous habitats, others have integrated into the border community, maintaining a delicate balance between tradition and modern interaction. Imam, Trust TV News, Oto.
Staying with cultural news, Otolokpo Kingdom in Ika North East local government area of Delta State recently hosted its annual cultural festival, a colorful event showcasing the community's rich cultural heritage and traditions. The festival brought together diverse tribes, including the Ishekiri, Inyoma, and Ika, fostering a spirit of unity, reconciliation, and peaceful coexistence, as reported by Trust TV's Jonathan Awanyai.
Participants, adorned in stunning traditional attires, captivated the audience with vibrant cultural displays, reflecting the unique identities of Nigeria's tribes. The festival highlighted the beauty of diversity and the shared values that bind communities together.
No, culture is life. Culture is part of us. It's heritage. We cannot depart from it. That is our life. That is everything about us. That tells much about us. Your culture might be different from my culture, but it's also about everything. So today we are here to felicitate with the people of Oto.
I would say that culture is very important, and it's our duty to tell our children the value of culture, the useful of it, and how to maintain culture. It's our, I can say it's our heritage. As Africans, culture is our heritage. It's what we do yearly or monthly to promote our beautiful environment.
They should not allow our culture to perish, because as an African or as a Nigerian or an Yoma precisely, we believe in culture and tradition. So it's a thing of joy that once in a while we remember our culture.
The event was more than a celebration of heritage. It was a platform for promoting harmony and preserving cultural traditions.
Our youths now don't understand, culture. There was like, culture is leaving us. So in order to have a rebirth of culture, that is why we started this carnival, and we started it last year, 2023. This is our second edition, and we intend to continue it on a yearly basis, 3 days in a year, 28, 29, 30th of every year.
So sustainability of a cultural heritage is a key factor, just like I said, and that is what makes us, the members of the community, which I'm happy I'm a member of the committee for this very event. We now said, no, let's put together so that we'll be able to promote and sustain our cultural heritage.
Call it Unity Carnival. It is a unifying moment in the life of Oto Kingdom. In the past, there used to be some grievances among the 7 quarters. But with this carnival, annual carnival, we have been able to unify.
The king of Oto Kingdom, His Royal Majesty Obi Collins Alioma Ezanwali, emphasized the significance of cultural festivals in promoting unity and peaceful coexistence among diverse groups.
For long, we have embraced other people's culture and we have accepted it. But it is now our turn for the outside world, outside Africa, to embrace our own culture, because we're going to stand by it. Our culture is our pride, is our heritage, and we will practice our culture. Is a unifying factor that brings all Oto sons and daughters together. And today you can see for yourselves that everybody is happy, the old are happy, the youngs are happy.
The Oto Cultural Festival served as a powerful reminder that celebrating differences can strengthen bonds and inspire collective progress for the community and beyond. Jonathan Anwanyai, Trust TV News, Asaba.
Elsewhere, the Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has officially presented the staff of office and instrument of appointment to the newly crowned Owa Obokun Ademola of Ijeshaland, Oba Clement Adeshui. The governor urged the monarch to unite the people of Ijeshaland for the development of the region and the state at large. The historic ceremony held at the Obokun Busi Town Hall in Ilesha drew a gathering of distinguished sons and daughters of Ijeshaland from across the world. Governor Adeleke congratulated the people of Ijeshaland on this significant occasion, which marks the first of such an event in over 4 decades. The last was the appointment of their late revered monarch, beg your pardon, Oba Gabriel Adekunle Oromolarang, whose reign was celebrated for its peace and remarkable development in the region. The governor expressed optimism that Oba Hastrup's reign would build on this particular legacy, bringing progress and harmony to Ijesha land.
On me, I, Ashwaju, Dr. Adamas, the executive governor of Osun State, hereby present the staff of office and instrument of appointment to His Royal Majesty Oba Clement Adesui, the Owa of Ijesha, to the glory of God and the development of Ijesha, Osun State and Nigeria. I do not teach you
As part of efforts to enhance safety within the Federal Capital Territory, the FCT Police Commissioner Olatunji Disu has advised residents to equip their vehicles with security gadgets to help deter theft and ensure their safety. The Police Commissioner was speaking while parading suspected car thieves along with recovered vehicles. The Commissioner emphasized the importance of preventive measures. He also showcased another suspect apprehended for illegal firearms possession and attempted murder.
I have two special cases to make known to you. One have to do with the case of murder, attempted murder, and possession of firearms. The second one I'm going to talk about have to do with stolen vehicles. These vehicles, to see by my right, are recovered. They were stolen from the town within the past 1 week. And our detectives followed them up to Nasarawa, where these three vehicles were recovered. I want to use this opportunity to talk with residents of the Federal Capital Territory to try as much as possible to protect their vehicles by installing security gadgets on their vehicles.
As he was coming up, I fired a bullet up. His friends that were also coming with him, they went back. But him was also coming forward again. At that point, I fired it at the ground. As I fired at the ground, he turned his back at me. As he turned his back at me, he now advanced with motion of collecting my rifle. That was when I fired his leg.
Abubakar moved it with a master key.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you are aware about
yes,
it?
Yes. I saw everything.
You're still watching the news hour on Trust TV. Coming up next, Yusuf Akugu with the latest in business.
The World Bank has released a $1.5 billion loan to Nigeria following the federal government's implementation of a few of its economic reforms, including removing fuel subsidies and introducing tax policies. This was after the Apex Bank said it had approved two operations, $1.5 billion for Nigerian reforms for economic stabilization to enable transformation, development policy financing program, and $750 million for the Nigerian Accelerating Resources Mobilization Reforms Program for Result. This combined $2.25 billion package provides immediate financial and technical support to Nigerians' urgent effort to stabilize the economy and scale up support for the poor and the vulnerables. The document dated June 13, 2024 said the loan further support Nigeria's ambition, multi-year effort to raise non-oil revenues and safeguard oil revenues, promote fiscal sustainability, and provide sufficient resources to deliver quality public services. Investors who took a long position in 8 major African stock markets made more money in Egypt, Nigeria, and Ghana than any other, with each surpassing 100% cumulative returns since 2014. The 8 major markets are Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, Egypt, South Africa, Morocco, Kenya, Ghana, and Botswana. In the past 10 years, Egypt market has yielded the highest cumulative return of 351%, followed by Nigeria's 147% and Ghana's 121%. CEO Nigerian Exchange Group Limited (NJS) Temi Pompola say Nigeria's capital market has consistently stood out as a hub of resilience and innovation, offering compelling opportunities for investors. Pompola said another key factor is the number of strategic new listings which have catalyzed secondary market activity in recent times. Now let's check the global stock market and exchange rate data for today. Oil prices edged down on Monday in teen holiday trading ahead of the year-end as traders await more Chinese and U.S. economic data later this week to assess growth in the world's two largest oil consumers. And the London market, Brent could sell for $74 per barrel. For the pay basket, price steadies at $72 per barrel. And that's business. I am Yusuf Aku.
Staying with developments on the international scene, the death toll from a road accident in southern Ethiopia has risen to at least 71, according to a local police official. In a Facebook post late on Sunday, the Sidama Police Commission Traffic Prevention and Control Directorate says that, quote, 68 males and 3 females are known to have died in the accident so far. The police commission says the incident reportedly happened at about 5:30 p.m. local time when the vehicle plunged off a road and into a river. The post added that 2 others have sustained heavy physical injuries but did not give details about the number of passengers on board at the time of the incident. The accident occurred in the Adamas State, some 300 kilometers south of the capital Addis Ababa in the eastern zone in Bonazuria, Wareda. Blurred images shared by the Health Bureau earlier showed a mass of people surrounding a vehicle partially submerged in water, with many seemingly attempting to help pull it from the water. Other images shared by the Bureau appeared to show bodies, some covered in blue body bags, lying on the ground. Now, road accidents are common in Ethiopia, Africa's second most populous nation, where roads are often poorly maintained. Well, here's Adeni Ajishafe with today's latest in sports.
The Confederation of African Football CAF have cleared Super Eagles of Nigeria of any wrongdoing during 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifiers. The Super Eagles impressed at the AFCON qualifiers that were concluded in November. Austin Eguavon's mentor Group D, which consists of Libya, Benin Republic and Rwanda. CAF's investigation did not find any infractions on the part of Nigeria during the qualifying series. Contrastingly, Libya, Benin Republic and Equatorial Guinea were sanctioned by the CAF Disciplinary Board. The CAF Disciplinary Board charged the Libyan Football Federation with misconduct following incident during their fixtures against Benin Republic in Benghazi on 18 November 2024. And still on football, the Nigerian National League NNL has announced that 2024-2025 season will resume from Christmas break on Saturday, 4 January 2025. The NNL League paused for the Christmas and New Year break after 3 weeks of action. NNL chairman George Aluo said all is set for the resumption of the league. Abia Comment leads the pack in Conference A with 7 points at the break, while debutants Kun Khalifa FC recorded 3 wins in the 3 games played so far to stay on top of Group Conference B. In Conference C, Wiki Torres are in front with 7 points as Basira FC are top in Conference D. And lastly on football, 9-time Nigerian champions Eyimba have announced the signing of 2013 African winner Brownie Dare till the end of the current season. The Aba Giants confirmed the new addition in the statement posted on his ex-handle. Since leaving Kuwaiti side Al Yamouk in 2022, Ideye has been without a club. He joins former international teammate Ahmed Musa and Abdullah Shehu, who are currently playing for Kano Pillars in the MPFL. The deal marks the return of Ideye to the domestic league 17 years after leaving Ocean Boys to Europe, where he spent years playing for Newcastle Samars, Susho, and Dynamo Kiev. The Aba Elephants will be hoping that the addition of Ideye will help them end recent dip in form, which has seen them part way with former coach Yemi Olarinwaju and hiring Stanley Eguma to take over. Eyimba wielded the big stick after going 9 games without a win. That's Sport News. I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe.
Well, that is it. You're up to date with the latest news at this hour. Do well to follow us across our social media platforms to stay in touch and, of course, find the latest developments. You can also visit our website, trusttv.com, for the latest news, programs, and documentaries. My name is Abdullahi Ahmed. From myself and the rest of the team, thank you for your time and company. Good night.